Alright folks, how's it going? Welcome back to some more BattleTech, and how is everybody doing? And we're going to carry on where we left off. So, what happened last time? Well, I'll tell you what happened last time. We actually did a little bit of Mech work. Did a little bit of mercenary work for this new band of mercenaries. So yeah. So, we found out about 3 years ago, we became the leader of this mercenary band, and we are fucking head deep in debt. So now we're gonna have to work back and see if we could try and become the greatest band of mercenaries at this side of the frontier. So in this session, we'll probably try and do a mission, but for now we're gonna go around the base and see what the options are, and to see the personnel. Now, if you notice something, I've actually did a little bit of customization while I was away. Now I'm trying to see, there we go, customize company. So we were known as Deafy's Marauders. Well, now I've changed the name to Death Wish Society. The name of the Discord in the link below. Yeah. So the reason for this, I changed the name like this, was because well, first of all, that's like one half of my name, or 2/3 if you will. And the society thing is, well, I was thinking of what to call it, and one of my favourite bands of all time is Black Label Society. So, kind of put two and two together. So for here, you can change your name, you can choose whatever emblem you wanted. I went for the, I'll just do a quick scroll of all the emblems there is, so you can pause it if you want. Actually, I didn't see that wolf, I would have done the wolf actually. Who knows, I might change this up every session actually, maybe, we'll see. Oh Christ, is that Slade? From the Death Shot. Is it Death Shot? Deathstroke? I think it is, from the Batman series. Looks like him anyway. So yeah, there's some really, really cool fucking emblems here. I had a good look, absolutely awesome. But I went for this one. And I changed the colour palette to sort of match the emblem to some degree. So, like I said, we're going to go from there. So, we're going to go from the top. I'm going to see what it's all about. So, hiring hall. Now, if you guys remember, we lost somebody. We lost Decker. So, yeah, so we might have to look at maybe hiring another person. As you see, we got a million, yeah, literally a million, what the fuck this is? Credits. We'll call it credits. So base salary, 29 a month. You can see what they have. They have the different stats, gunnery, piloting, guts, and tactics. So there you go. If we go to the store, we can actually buy stuff. Now, we actually did lose a spider mech. So I'm kind of, yeah, I'm not really happy about that. But we could probably look at maybe purchasing a new mech. But this comes in the way of salvage. So with salvage is we have to get, I think, well, if you guys remember, 3 parts of a salvage to make a mech. So as you can see, so yeah, pretty much. So just giving you an idea of what we have. I mean, we got the Blackjack, we got the Cicada, Commando, Jenna, Marauder, Quick Draw, Shadowhawk, Urban Mech, and Victor. We'll go to the command center. Now here's our missions, contracts, so story missions if you will. So yeah, not bad. We go see Darius, who's this guy.
I have answers.
So we're gonna do a bit of personnel interactions. Let's see what these guys are about. Executive Officer Darius Olivier. I keep saying Olivier, but it's Olivier. Whatever. Anyway, good to see you, Ops Jack. Can I do something for you? I want to know more about a depth situation. Yeah, sure, that's fair. And I'm glad you're taking an interest. I've got time to get into the nuts and bolts of it if you do. What do you want to know? Remind me, why did we take out so many loans in the first place? How much time have you got? I mean, we've been hit with 1,000 expenses since we were forced to flee Coromodor. But I guess you're mostly interested in the big ticket items. Well, first and foremost, there's the Leopard. We still owe a lot of money for the ship, and losing her isn't an option. Then you got all the associated fallout from our impromptu trip across the frontier, Jump ship passage, docket fees, miscellaneous travel expenses, all paid on credit. As we had a choice. Okay. Who are we adept to exactly? I want names. How about I give you the top 3? First, you got Blue Horizon. That's the big commercial bank on Lyreton. Yep. Oh, okay. System and negative was formerly. Oh, Compelling Garrison World. Shit. Let's say the second session more. Okay. They're the ones that own the lease in the ship. And then there's the Indie Consortium, and they got people everywhere, and they're based somewhere in the Marek space. The Free Worlds League. So there's the description if you want to pause and read that. We borrowed from one of their associates to make the jump all the way from Comoradare on the day of the crew. Okay, and that's enough money to talk for now. Let me ask you about something else. Be my guest, what do you need? I got some questions about running this company. Okay, so these I guess these are the tutorials. So I kinda know about all this myself, I guess. Contracts, what happens is when you do a contract, there's a little bar here. Unless you choose if you want more funds or you want more salvage from completed missions. Finances, obviously, you know, power, rent, mechs, that kind of shit. The Mech Warriors is just the, you know, how your characters are progressing, like what skills you can take. I'll explain all that in a second. General information you need to share, well, whatever. Things happen on a mercenary ship, Jack. All the time. You throw a bunch of mech jockeys in confined space with technicians and crew for months on end, you're gonna see some spillover from the battlefield, and operating on Merc outfit isn't a glamorous lifestyle. These are choices to be made on a regular basis, anything from breaking up a fight over to petty bullshit to dealing with faulty power couplings. Okay, that's fine now. So we need to know for that. Okay, it's enough structure for one day, Darius, thank you. And you got a few minutes to catch, a few minutes to talk, basically. Before any of this started, you worked with the around the Royal Guard, tell me about it. It was more than just a deployment, it was a full campaign. High Lord Tamati gave us the job back in 19. We were supposed to be assisting the Royal Guard to round up and eliminate a pirate clan on Yalder? Is that how you spell it? I'm thinking of Fialdra. I think it might be Fialdra. I'm trying to think of fjord. That word from, I think it's sweet Norway. I think it is Norwegian fjords. Fialdra, I think. Captain Markham thought it'd be easy money. Turned out to be anything but. We lost a dozen mech warriors in the first 3 months of the Fialdra campaign. Had to lose them out of the cockpits. Wouldn't be more if it wasn't for Sir Raju. He saved our people's asses on more than one occasion. Went out of his way to do it. And the thing is, he didn't have to. We're under his protection. We would have hired help. A lot of people in Master's position would have used us as cannon fodder, but that wasn't his way. He treated us as if we were his own. He was a good man, Jack. So as good as it come. Alright, tell me a bit about yourself, Darius. Where are you from? Excuse me. I grew up on Nassau Heights. It's one of the hab stations orbiting Artru. Bless you. 30 decks of economic stratification, with the corporate suits on the upper decks and everyone else crammed in the lower ones. My old man was a dockhand. He lived on deck 28, 2 levels up from the bottom, with the other station maintenance personnel. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. My dad would load and unload cargo shutters, vacuum sealed Quilla, and nutrient paste for people like us. And luxury goods for the suits upstairs. The old man must have unloaded 1,000 cases of Casseldan E. Roe. Plump, succulent eggs the size of melon balls. Never got to taste any though. Any one of those tins would have cost him half a year's wages. Okay. Yeah, let me talk about something else. Okay, yeah, let's go around, Darius.
I'll see you.
Yeah, see you soon, Paul. Right, let's head to the barracks. Time to meet the Mech Warriors. So, right now we have 4.
Waiting for orders.
So, we have Behemoth, first name Miranda, last name Anguilla. 4 max injuries. Yeah, she's got some injuries, I'll tell you that. Specialization Defender. So these are our upgrade trees. So gunnery upgrades the chance of weapon hits. Piloting is stuff like, you know, unsteady threshold, for example, a base melee hit. Basically general maneuvers. We got guts, which is health and all that malarkey, and we have tactics, which I'm not sure what tactics do, but Behemoth is specialized as a defender because she has more guts. And upon every level up, you have other skills. For example, if you put gunnery up to 5, we get access to multi-target. Here we have access to footing. New one here, which is bulwark, and we have one here which is sensor lock. And of course we get other ones like Master Tactician. I'll let you read these if you have a second. Pause it if you like. I'm not going to read through these because I'm not ready to look at these just yet. Okay, we can have a look at Defi, who's not really got custom specialization yet. This kind of has a bit of everything. We've got Glitchy, who's a gunner, you know, and we have Medusa. So gunnery, C determines the chance to hit. Pilot, yeah, melee hit chance of base sprint distance. Guts is maximum health, reduces the penalty of recoil, weapon recoil and heat and stuff. Tactics increases the effectiveness of cold shot opportunities, reduce the penalty for indirect fire, improves the minimum range of weaponry. Interesting. So that's all Mech Warriors. Let's head to the bay then. So here is our mechs. We have Defi's Blackjack, we have the Vindicator, as you can see, we have the Shadowhawk, and we also have the Locust as well, which is a light mech. So if we actually go to, for example, the Vindicator, here it says the stock role, fire support and brawler. Vindicator R1s tend to deal the damage at range while moving in for closer attacks. Typically well armoured, they're capable of some surprise attacks due to their jump capacity and above average heat efficiency. We'll look at Shadowhawk, Skirmisher and Cavalry. The Shadowhawk 2H, the perfect example of jack of all trades. It supports weaponry for all ranges, has respectable speed and jump capability, and mounts decent armour. This comes at the cost of excelling nothing in particular. Now the Locust, which is the light fire support. The basic Locust 1V has one big advantage: speed. It's not meant to put up much of a fight, but you'll be hard pressed to find a mech that goes further and is harder to hit. So, you know, obviously here's our base. We can also upgrade the base, that lets us have more mechs. We can also refit, put on new armors, new weapons, stuff like that. Storage is just storage. Components is actually, you know, ammo and equipment, jump jacks, that type of stuff. So I think that's what it is anyway. I'll have to have a look. Alright, so let's talk to our chief engineer, Chief Mech Tech Yang Vitanen. Hey boss, welcome to the Mech Bay. My own... What voice did I give him? Hey boss, welcome to the Mech Bay. My own little piece of heaven right here in the ship. Something I can help you with. One assessment on the Leopold. How much trouble are we in? Don't know. I mean, we're gonna be okay for the moment, but give it a few months, maybe a year. You know how it goes. Eventually, everything falls apart. Okay. Got a few questions about the Mech Bay. Yeah, then hit me with them. I'll do what I can to answer. I mean, I don't want to wax poetic or nothing, but the Mech Bay is where the magic happens. Boss, it's the beating heart of a mercenary outfit. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. Why use mech storage as... Oh yeah, I was wondering about the components you can put on mechs. Oh yeah, that's like extra ammo. Is it? Let me have a look. Oh, fucking hell. Are you joking me? Oh, fucking no way am I reading all that. Yeah, you know what the components are and shit. Yeah, I kind of know all that. Just because I've had a look at the game, like, you know, off screen and stuff, just going through the menus. Like, not of this particular session, but, you know, on the forums and stuff. Tell me a little about yourself. How did you wind up with this crew? Well, there's a long story, boss. Shortest version I can give you, I signed on after I served my term in the First Succession War, fighting for the Capellan Confederation. Hey, that's where we're from. If you want to know more, you can ask whatever you want, otherwise let's get back to talking shop. Okay, where are you from originally? Bryant in the Confederation. You may have heard of our claim to fame, the Crowley Lizard Cow. Okay. No? Well, trust me, they're delicious. Anyway, as the story goes, Bryant was a really nice place once. A tourist spot, big with hikers and fishing enthusiasts, pale blue skies, emerald green seas, and a booming agricultural business. You know, the works. Never knew it that way, though. Stefan and Ramos got a couple centuries before I was born, and, well, that was that. As the story goes, Brahman used to have these enormous orbital mirrors, what were called, oh yeah, storm inhibitors, they called them. The Star League put them in place. When Mars took the system in a civil war, he had his troops using them for target practice. Fucking bastards. Without those mirrors, Brahman reverted to its natural state. A miserable little ball of wind-blown dirt. That's fully hostile to human life. By the time I came along, the only place where people could live in a relative safety were the planet's poles. Of course, you can't fit a planet's entire population into a handful of cities as its poles. There ain't no space, no matter how far down you dig or tall you build. A lot of people, mostly the poor, died in the early days. There's still a lot of overcrowding in Byron's cities even now. Christ, fucking that voice! Well, that's his voice from now on, get used to it. Tell me about your time in the military, who'd you serve with? The 2nd Set Ivers Lancers, 1st Battalion under Major Link. We saw more action than most. The arm is a souvenir of my time in the service. I lost the original back in 3010 on St. Maurice. You know, when we first arrived at St. Loris, I loved the place. It's an agricultural world, sort of a breadbasket for the neighboring systems. Green fields, rolling hills, you get the picture. We just walked out of hell on Kittery. The Fed rats drove us out in 05 with our tail between our legs, so it looked like paradise to us. I remember kicking back in the Mech bay, my feet propped up on an engine block, slipping on a shifter of amber-greased Vermouth. Fuck, that's an amber-greased Vermouth. Found the tiny bottles of pour shots, grabbing like, oh, it was a whiskey. Not a bad way to spend a sunny afternoon. Anyway, turned out the Federation Sons weren't done with us yet. We were barely a month into our deployment when they sent the Sensi Hersers to burn us out. A light horse-styled regiment of Starlinger. Okay, makes sense. I'm sure there were sound strategic reasons for Hell's Davian to want St. Loris, but sure felt personal to me. Long story short, one of the scouts managed to slip through our perimeter and hit my Mech bay. I was tinkering around in a Centurion's custom-made rumble seat at the time. Being surrounded by all that armor was the only reason I made it out alive. I heard Centurions are supposed to be really good in this game. That was like one of the main mechs that this guy used that I watched a couple of years ago. Yeah, I looked it up. It's 2018. It's not 2016, 2017. It was 2018, something like that. 2019 when he uploaded that playthrough. So yeah, a lot of armor, a lot of versatility. But yeah, leave it there. Still, I didn't make it out unscathed. I lost 2 of my favorite assistants on my arm, and I got this ugly thing grafted onto me as a reminder. Alright, why'd you leave the Capellan Confederation? After my tour of duty was up, you mean? I don't know, it just time for a change. Besides, the place wasn't for me anymore. In a way, it never was. You know what, Yank? I have the feeling me and you are going to get on very well. I hope there's a couple of dialogue options, because he's from the Capellan Confederation, like we are from, you know, when we built our characters from the beginning. I learned a lot from my time in the service. I got a first-hand view of the elitist bullshit that saturates Capellan culture, how it rewards highborn idiots at the common people's expense. Speaking as a thoroughly common man, that didn't shit right with me. When my tour was over, I packed my things and made a beeline for the periphery. Sounded like a good place I ever found in the beginning. There we go. You never really get away from your curiosity, Yank. Hell, I was born a noble. That's interesting. But it's worth. I'm glad you made that choice. You brought my Mech back from the brink more than once. Your position over the same. Yeah, let's go for the top one. Yeah, but you're a competent noble, and you ain't afraid to get your hands dirty. At the end of the day, that's all I really care about. I wonder how many times I watched talented engineers get passed over for promotions, some idiot with a talc could advance. Too many to count. Alright, for the second option. Way more than once, memory serves. Still, I appreciate the kind words, and for what it's worth, I'm happy to be here with his crew. Going career military would have been an enormous mistake. Yeah, in your position, I probably would have done the same. Let's talk about something else. And that's it. Let's talk about something else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Still there, Yank.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, you too, my friend. Alright, let's go to navigation. So, with the navigation, we can, okay, here we go. Whether for trade, settlement of military expedition, traveling via our patented KF drive should have no surprises. Comstar is proud to announce the updated MercNet star map interface. So, number 1, which is here. Store filters. Looking for specific gear? Server systems are likely to carry what you need so you can shut the purpose of saving your travel budget. Biome filters. Choose to see systems with specific climate patterns or features to make sure your destination is accommodating. 3. Difficulty filters. Whether you want to challenge your mercenary outfit for big rewards or stroll for a system like Cakewalk, we have your plans covered. So, you are cruising frozen wasteland, but geothermal vents create travel not possible. Yeah, I kind of gather that because we're not allowed to zoom off because of the shit. Alright, summary. Hey Commander, something can I help you for? Does the decision we made about uncertified contracts satisfy your concerns? My concerns won't be satisfied until our creditors have been paid and the loan sharks are off our backs. But this is a step in the right direction. That makes me happy. I'm not blind to the risk that uncertified contracts entail. By the way, I know what we're doing is dangerous, but it's our best chance we've got to dig ourselves out of this hole. Okay. Got some questions about navigation. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I kind of know about all this. Obviously, there's travel time and things are done by days, which I'll show you like next time we move around. Collect stories about the crew. Tell me about something. Tell me about something about yourself. Well, I'm from a noble family like you. We're old money, made a fortune out in Rasahag, then repatriated to the Taurian Concordant. That's where I grew up. I'm not sure if this is the kind of stuff you were hoping to hear, but we can talk about whatever. I'm not shy. Okay, where in the Concordant are you from? I grew up on New Vandenberg. It's a nice enough place, I suppose. Do you like birds?
Oh, well, if I like birds, then I'm partial to a wee dove or two, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Then you'd like New Vandenberg. It's basically one big Havre. Something like 2/3 of the native fauna of feathers flutters on the wind and splatters its excrement across every available surface. And I thought I'm the one who talks shit in these videos. Naturally, the original colonists adapted the feathery lake monsters into the culture, and those of us that came after with it were kind of stuck with it. Statues, fountains, murals, you name it, just a giant feathery pile of screeching alien birds. If the system had a motto, it'd be Squawk. Cute. Maybe I've outgrown up with it. Okay, where'd you learn to pilot a leopard, by the way? Or leopard, whatever. The Taurian Naval Institute on New Vandenberg. Well, among other places. Dylan, make sure you edit that out. I mean, edit it out, pal. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just had to make a wee cut there. Okay, where were we? Yeah. The Taurian Naval Institute on New Vandenberg. Well, among other places, it's a big campus. The low-gravity train station orbiting Lompoc was my second home for a time. TNI flight training isn't exactly open to civilians, but my parents had good credit back then, and they could name-drop Protector Calderon. Now you'll get pretty far in the Concordant, for a while anyway. The other cadets in my class weren't especially happy sharing air with a civvy, but they couldn't say much. I was an ability and they weren't. Everyone sort of kept me at arm's length, so I had plenty of time to concentrate on my studies. That's a shame. What can you tell me about House Mayor? You're looking at it. My parents are both gone, blood cancer and heart disease, respectively. Both treatable, but they were out of money at that point, so into the ground they went. Dude. Ditto, my brother David, who ran off to serve in the Third Succession War and never came back.